And Leland unanimously approved allowing more security around places like substations and power plants. The town council approved changing an ordinance to allow barbed wire fences to protect critical public infrastructure. Piedmont Natural Gas requested the change to keep its essential equipment safe. This follows several attacks on power stations around the country, including 2 right here in North Carolina just in the past year. One of those in Moore County knocked out power to 40,000 customers for several days.